It's only been a few months since we've rolled out the first chunk of the Colloquium. I couldn't speak highly enough of this Colloquium. It's changed the culture.
To me, the biggest issue was we're still, even though we're saying one team, we're delivering in silos, and we have had and continue to have a fairly ambitious capital works program, and the fact that we were working in silos meant that a lot of work was having to be duplicated. We're looking at trying to encourage that communication throughout the organisation. The leadership group were talking one language, and everyone else, as much as we tried to deliver it in-house, at that stage everyone was saying, what the hell are they talking about? You know, what is this? And I think it was then that we saw, well, for us to keep the momentum, you need the whole staff involved, because if they're speaking the same language, they may be able to call us out when we're starting to slip back into old habits.
I think the major benefit there was that everybody could start speaking the same language in terms of leadership, in terms of where they wanted to be, and in terms of where they wanted the organisation to be. Now that in itself led to why we've incorporated this through the whole organisation, because I think we found that language hit a barrier in that, you know, it was all well and good that we were speaking on the same level, but the workers and the people at the coalface, where it counts, they were speaking a different language, and they didn't know what a lot of this meant. And I think that was probably the best thing between first time around and second time around, was bringing that through the organisation as a whole. So now we have a couple of hundred people that speak the same language, not just a handful of people at the top leading the organisation.
I think we're all a bit happier, and I think we're all a bit more positive about what's to come. So I see that. I see the team are doing little exercises, doing their walk talks. They're trying to have a more people discussion at different times. So they are making a bit of time, putting a bit of focus onto the tools that were presented in LEAP. Nonetheless, those tools are competing with the projects, and that's, I think, one of the big challenges we have to do is that self-awareness to say, okay, we are now back into projects, we're now back into process. Let's just stop it there and let's get back into the people side of it.
What I would recommend if you want a team is to get out there with your team and do a program like this. It's about empowering your leaders to be leaders, but then also empowering the staff to be part of the overall culture. Take those staff with the leaders, get them in the same room, get them all talking the same language, and having the communication and open discussion.
There's a couple of issues that we've had since the Colloquium that, in my honest opinion, would never have been overcome prior to the Colloquium. There's been stuff that we've been trying to get done for, I'd say, years, without exaggerating, and since the Colloquium they've been addressed and actually resolved.